Complete Test 1. Listening Comprehension. In this section of the test, you will have an opportunity to demonstrate your ability to understand conversations and talks in English. There are 3 parts to this section, with special directions for each part. Answer all the questions on the basis of what is stated or implied by the speakers you hear. Do not take notes or write in your test book at any time. Do not turn the pages until you are told to do so. Part A. Directions. In Part A, you will hear short conversations between 2 people. After each conversation, you will hear a question about the conversation. The conversations and questions will not be repeated. After you hear a question, read the 4 possible answers in your test book and choose the best answer. Then, on your answer sheet, find the number of the question and fill in the space that corresponds to the letter of the answer you have chosen. Here is an example. On the recording, you will hear, "That exam was just awful."
Oh, it could have been worse.
What does the woman mean? In your test book, you will read, A. The exam was really awful. B. It was the worst exam she had ever seen. C. It couldn't have been more difficult. D. It wasn't that hard. You learn from the conversation that the man thought the exam was very difficult, and that the woman disagreed with the man. The best answer to the question, "What does the woman mean?" is D. It wasn't that hard. Therefore, the correct choice is D. Go on to the next page. Number 1. When is your trip?
I'll be leaving in a few days.
What does the woman mean? Number 2.
When should I pay the rent for the apartment?
Rent should be paid to me on the 1st of each month.
Who is the man most likely to be? Number 3. Did you hear how Rob did on the math exam?
Yes, he got the top grade.
What does the woman say about Rob? Number 4. Where's Mike? He should be in his seat now.
He's absent today.
What does the woman say about Mike? Number 5.
That rainstorm really did some damage.
I'll say.
What does the man mean? Number 6.
Peter really lost his temper.
At least he apologized.
What does the woman say about Peter? Number 7.
I've run out of bread.
Let's go to the market and get some more. What does the man suggest? Number 8. Have you been to the post office yet?
Yes, and I mailed all the letters.
What does the woman mean? Number 9.
There's no problem if you want to borrow the book.
Thanks. I'll return it in a couple of days.
What does the man mean? Number 10.
Is that chair comfortable?
The seat is too hard.
What does the man mean? Number 11.
Oh no, our team is losing.
Not for long. They've got the ball and they're going to score.
Where does this conversation probably take place? Number 12.
Susan has a nicer car than most people.
That's because she's richer than most people.
What does the man say about Susan? Number 13.
These physics problems are too hard.
Why not get some help?
What does the man suggest to the woman? Number 14.
Did you find an apartment?
Yes, and it's close to the university.
What does the man mean? Number 15.
Do you think Bonnie enjoyed her surprise party?
She was certainly smiling the whole time.
What does the man say about Bonnie? Number 16.
Traffic is unusually heavy today.
You can say that again.
What does the woman mean? Number 17.
Is there a problem, officer?
You were driving much faster than the speed limit. May I see your driver's license?
Who is the man most likely to be? Go on to the next page. Number 18.
Oh no, I spilled some coffee on my homework paper.
Now you're going to have to rewrite it.
What does the man say that the woman should do? Number 19.
Are you going swimming today?
The water's not warm enough for me.
What does the man mean? Number 20.
This store is closed today.
Then let's go to another one.
What does the man suggest? Number 21.
Does the university have a modern theater?
A new theater is being built.
What does the woman mean? Number 22.
I think we should leave tomorrow instead of today.
So do I.
What does the woman mean? Number 23.
Why was your homework grade so low?
I didn't do the assignment carefully.
What does the woman imply? Number 24.
Did you have a nice weekend?
It was peaceful, and that's what I needed.
What does the man mean? Number 25.
Should we take our seats now?
That's a good idea. I think the orchestra is about to begin.
Where does this conversation probably take place? Number 26.
I overslept again this morning.
Why don't you set your alarm to wake you up?
What does the man suggest? Number 27.
What do I need to bring to the test?
You'll need some extra pencils and paper.
What does the woman mean? Number 28.
Is the baby still sick?
His temperature is still high.
What does the woman mean? Number 29.
Alex didn't go on the trip with the others.
I gave him the opportunity to go, but he decided not to.
What does the woman mean? Number 30.
I can't believe Anna's reaction.
She sometimes acts like a child.
What does the man say about Anna? This is the end of Part A. Go on to the next page. Now read and listen to the directions for Part B. Part B. Directions. In this part of the test, you will hear longer conversations. After each conversation, you will hear several questions. The conversations and questions will not be repeated. After you hear a question, read the 4 possible answers in your test book and choose the best answer. Then, on your answer sheet, find the number of the question and fill in the space that corresponds to the letter of the answer you have chosen. Remember, you are not allowed to take notes or write in your test book. Questions 31 through 34. Listen as a man and woman discuss a chance they have to see some whales up close.
You're going on the boat trip this afternoon?
Yes, I am, and I can't wait. I've never been up close to a whale before. Do you think we'll see many whales today?
We should. This is the best time of the year to see some whales.
Why is winter the best time of the year to see whales?
At this time of year, the whales are heading south from Alaska to warmer water for the winter. Then they'll return to Alaska before summer.
How long is the boat trip, do you know?
The boat leaves at 1 o'clock and returns at about 3 o'clock.
Only a 2-hour trip?
Yes. The whales travel pretty close to shore, so we don't need to go out very far in the ocean to see them.
I guess 2 hours is probably enough. I've never actually been out on the ocean in a boat, and I'm not really sure I'll like it.
Number 31. What kind of trip are the man and woman discussing? Number 32. What season is it? Number 33. What are the whales doing now? Number 34. How long is the boat trip? Questions 35 through 38. Listen as one student gives some advice to another student.
I see that there are 2 ways to register for classes at this university: mail-in registration and walk-through registration.
That's right. Either you can mail in your registration materials, or you can start at the administration building on registration day and walk from office to office completing your registration.
Which type of registration is better, do you think?
No question about it. The mail-in registration is far easier. It's very efficient, and it takes almost no time. You just write the courses that you want on the registration form, mail it in, and you'll receive your course schedule in the mail. If you go to walk-through registration, you'll probably spend many hours standing in a number of long lines.
That does not sound good to me. It's the mail-in registration for me.
Number 35. What are the man and woman discussing? Number 36. How does the man describe mail-in registration? Number 37. How does the man describe walk-through registration? Number 38. What does the woman decide to do? This is the end of Part B. Go on to the next page. Now read and listen to the directions for Part C. Part C. Directions. In Part C of this section, you will hear several talks. After each talk, you will hear some questions. The talks and questions will not be repeated. After you hear a question, you will read the 4 possible answers in your test book and choose the best answer. Then, on your answer sheet, find the number of the question and fill in the space that corresponds to the letter of the answer you have chosen. Here is an example. On the recording, you will hear, "Listen to an instructor talk to his class about painting."
Artist Grant Wood was a guiding force in the school of painting known as American Regionalist, a style reflecting the distinctive characteristics of art from rural areas of the United States. Wood began drawing animals on the family farm at the age of 3, and when he was 38, one of his paintings received a remarkable amount of public notice and acclaim. This painting, called American Gothic, is a starkly simple depiction of a serious couple staring directly out at the viewer.
Now listen to a sample question. What style of painting is known as American Regionalist? In your test book, you will read A. Art from America's inner cities. B. Art from the central region of the United States. C. Art from various urban areas in the United States. D. Art from rural sections of America. The best answer to the question, what style of painting is known as American Regionalist, is D. Art from rural sections of America. Therefore, the correct choice is D. Now listen to another sample question. What is the name of Wood's most successful painting? In your test book, you will read A. American Regionalist. B. The Family Farm in Iowa. C. American Gothic. D. A Serious Couple. The best answer to the question, what is the name of Wood's most successful painting, is C. American Gothic. Therefore, the correct choice is C. Remember, you are not allowed to take notes or write in your test book. Go on to the next page. Questions 39 through 42. Listen to a description of an apartment.
The next apartment that I'd like to show you is one of the larger apartments that we have for rent. This is a 3-bedroom apartment. As you can see, one of the bedrooms is larger, and 2 of the bedrooms are smaller. The kitchen area is large. Because of those windows, it's also very sunny. The stove and refrigerator that you see there are included in the rent. The living room isn't very large, but it does have a fireplace and some nice built-in bookshelves. This apartment is unfurnished, so you'll need furniture. If you have your own furniture already, that's great. If you don't have any furniture of your own, I can show you where you can rent some. Do you have any questions?
Number 39. Who is probably talking? Number 40. How many bedrooms are there in the apartment? Number 41. What is true about the kitchen? Number 42. What is true about the apartment's furniture? Questions 43 through 46. Listen to a talk by a history professor.
In the last class, we talked about the development of the railroad system in the United States. Today, we're going to talk about the development of the subway. I'm going to start with the New York City subway, because this was the first subway system in the United States. The New York City subway took quite some time to get started. Beginning in 1870, several private business groups tried to start subway systems in New York City, but these groups were unsuccessful. Finally, in 1900, a former mayor of the city set up the Interborough Rapid Transit Company, or IRT. This company got the present-day system started. 4 years later, in 1904, the first leg of the subway opened. On the first day of operations in 1904, more than 110,000 people went for a ride on the new subway.
Number 43. What was the topic of the previous class? Number 44. What is the topic of today's lecture? Number 45. What is the lecturer's point about the New York City subway? Number 46. When did the first leg of the subway open? Questions 47 through 50. Listen to a lecture by a university professor.
When scientists are studying animals in the wild, they often want to follow the animal's movements. One way that scientists have often tracked wild animals in the past has been with radio transmitters. A radio collar could be attached to an animal, and the animal could be tracked on a radio receiver. The major problem has been that radio signals weren't very reliable. They could come and go as animals traveled too far. Now scientists are using a new way to track animals in the wild. This new way of tracking animals uses satellites. Transmitters are attached to animals in the wild, and the transmitters send signals into the atmosphere every few hours. Weather satellites circling the Earth receive the signals from the animals, and scientists get the information from the satellites.
Number 47. What is the topic of the talk? Number 48. How did scientists follow animals in the past? Number 49. What is the new way of following animals? Number 50. In which course would this talk probably be given?